Hello, my name's Eric, and welcome to the Big Man's Outdoors. It's time for a 224 Valkyrie Load Development update. I'm in the middle of a couple different bullets that I'm working on working up a load for, specifically the 95 grain Sierra Match King, also the Hornady 80 grain ELDM. And I'm also in the middle of my brass study. And it's not always sunshine, roses, and sub-moa. And I think that'll be the name of this video. So, if you've been following along, I've been, I just did a Saturday test with the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings. And I shot with H4350, and I had a sub-moa group. And then I also shot a Saturday test with the Reloader 16 on the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings, and I was just getting ready to verify my load. And I was working on the fourth time around on my brass. And also I had shot a 5-shot group with the 80 grain ELDMs, which was a good group. It was under a half inch, under half MOA. So I wanted to verify that that load. So I loaded everything up, fourth time around on my brass. I did 10 with my 80 grain ELDMs, and I did 5 with the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings, and I wanted to do a jump test as well. So I was started at a larger cartridge overall length, I think 2.30, and I was working back to 2.26. And this is where things went sideways. So the first, after I shot a couple sighters with my gun, which was fine, I shot my H4350 on the 80 grain ELDMs, which was that group. And also on this side is my 95 grain Sierra Match King 5-shot group at the longest case overall, or cartridge overall length. So neither one of those groups were spectacular. So this one I was really surprised with. I got a half-inch group for 5 shots. I wasn't expecting a half-inch group with 10 shots, but, MOA or better is what I really was expecting with that. And then this, again, all not particularly well. And then there's the rest of the groups with that 95 grain Sierra Match King and Reloader 16. Again, just they're, that one started to group, but you got that bullet over there. You got flyers over here. None of these groups spectacular. And it could be cartridge, it could be the overall length and the jump for those particular 95 grain Sierra Match Kings. But at the 2.30 with the H4350, again, it was a 10-shot group. This is it here. And I had a sub-MOA group. Not by much, but it was, MOA better is my goal. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So I had some more. I'm starting to get low on those 80 grain ELDMs, and maybe the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings were just didn't like the powder or whatever. So I went back and loaded up a couple more of the 80 grain ELDMs, 5-shot group, and shot that one. And again, not spectacular at all. So I'm just racking my brain trying to figure out what's going on. And as I'm sitting there, just kind of scratching my head, I'm thinking, well, is it the gun? Is it me? Is it the bullets? Is it the ammo? So I had some 75 grain bullets that I had loaded up some previously, and I pulled out about 7 of those and shot them. and they had I'm under MOA. Not by much, it's a 0.94 inch group, 0.9 MOA. This was with Hornady 75 grain match bullets. I just had loaded up and had some around. I use them for sighters, things like that, just to warm up the barrel. So I'm thinking it's not me. I'm thinking, because that's more what I would expect, and that's usually what I get. So as I'm thinking about this brass is the 4th time shot, and it's starting to show some signs of stress around the neck. So I did some research, started asking some questions, and again, thanks to everybody at the Reloaders Network and also the 224 Valkyrie Reloading Facebook page. Just the information that you get there. When I say, there's a lot of great guys with great information, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So, one of the factors that is the same with all these bad groups is that 4th time around with the brass. And as I said, it's starting to show some, cracks and stuff around the neck. Not necessarily all the way through, but superficial cracks. And case annealing has been something that I've seen come up in certain conversations. So I need some coffee. So I'm thinking that maybe it's time to try and anneal those 224 cases that are in my brass study that I'm shooting right now. So here's my plan. I'm going to take, if you're following the brass study, from after the 4th shot, I've got 40 pieces of brass. I'm going to try and anneal those and load up the 80 grain ELDMs. I've only got 5 left until my next shipment comes. But I'm going to load up, those 80 grain ELDMs with annealed brass. I'm going to load up some of the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings, probably just at the 2.30. I'm not going to work on the jump test yet until I sort out the group thing. Maybe I can tighten it up a little bit, see if it really is annealing. So I'm going to load up some of the 95 grain the 95 grain Sierra Match Kings with my brass that I've shot 4 times and annealed, and I'm also going to load it up with once fired federal brass, which is what most of my development has been up until the point I started doing the brass study. So I want to test and see if the annealing process will tighten up some of those groups, or if I'm just completely doing something wrong here. Maybe anything's possible. There's so many variables. It could be me when I'm doing something with the reloading process. I try and be very meticulous about it because repeatability is the key. That's why that's why I loaded up to 10 rounds. I shot 5, it was great. Let's see how it does with 10. If it does good with 10, then that's a keeper. So, I don't know. I'm curious. I am hoping I can get that done today. I would love to get it done today. We're supposed to get some good weather today, and we'll see. I've got a bunch of stuff going on, but it would be really nice to get some reloading done and sneak out to the range. So anyway, we will see what happens. Again, it's not always great groups. So I don't know. I hope I can get this sorted out. If not, I do have some loads that work, and like I said, just so many different variables. So stay tuned. I'll keep you posted as I try and work my way through this little setback that I'm having at the moment. As always, I truly appreciate you watching. Until next time, have fun outside.